After a few days of acclimatization in Lhasa, we embark on the journey of lifetime across the Tibetan Plateau to Mount Everest Base Camp, and then crossing the Himalayas to Kathmandu in Nepal. We leave Lhasa taking the Friendship Highway along the Kychu River, forming a delta-like waterland with countless islands, ridges and sandbars. Surprisingly green vegetation, vibrant with fresh colors, trees, here and there fields of wheat, do not match our expectation for the Tibetan Plateau. Soon we are arriving at the confluence with Yarlung Tsangpo River. It is the Tibetan name for majestic waters of the holy river that, after crossing Himalayas into India, is known as Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra means, by the way, son of Brahma. The fact is that most of Asian mighty rivers originate in Tibet. Chinese Yangtze River and Yellow River, Indian Indus, Ganges and Brahmaputra, as well as Vietnamese Mekong. All of these sacred rivers start their lives in Tibet. There are many reasons to stare at these flat running waters. Yarlung Tsangpo River originates near a Tibetan holy mountain, Mount Kailash, some 560 miles westward from Lhasa. It is the highest major river in the world. Leaving the Tibetan Plateau, Yarlung Tsangpo becomes Brahmaputra, forming possibly the deepest and longest canyon in the world. It cuts through Himalayas near the easternmost peak, Namcha Barwa, raising a staggering 22,300 feet above the river level. At the confluence of Yarlung Tsangpo and Kychu rivers, we leave the Friendship Highway behind and start climbing up along the road S307 towards the sacred Yamdrok Lake. The landscape gradually changes. First, fields give way to pastures dotted with yaks, then pastures transform into barren land dominated by snow-capped peaks and rocky mountains. Kambala Pass, at 15,730 feet, opens in front of us the breathtaking view on the Yamdrok Lake. Once again, it's a beautiful play of colors and shapes. Turquoise waters, green slopes, blue sky with clouds, and in the background snow-capped peaks. All that taking sunbath in dangerously strong here sunlight. It is truly a magic place. The sky feels to be closer here than ever before, as the tranquil waters of the Yamdrok Lake perfectly reflect the firmament. Next pass, Karola, at 16,550 feet, leads to Karola Glacier. It is our first close encounter in Tibet with creeping, compressed snow. Most mountain passes on the Friendship Highway are marked by decorative gates. Tibetans quickly adopted these structures for prayer flags. In strong wind, they ceaselessly talk, sending endless prayers to the mountains. Reflected from Himalayan slopes, magnified in strength, they eventually reach the heavens. It is a Tibetan way of paying respect to the powerful mountain spirits in an unstoppable quest for internal peace. The 14th century Dzong Fort is strategically located on the top of the hill next to the town of Gyantse. It is famous for the bravery of poorly equipped Tibetan forces battling the British expedition led by young husband. Not surprisingly, conquerors left it in ruins. It took years of reconstruction to finally bring it back to its original glory. Near Tingri, once again we leave the Friendship Highway, heading south towards Mount Everest. The landscape changes dramatically. Far from the fertile Yarlung Tsangpo Valley, the landscape is truly different. Shallow, fast-running rivers carrying mountain's dust do not provide enough of support for life, anyhow hardly present in any form at these altitudes. It seems that only yaks can still survive these conditions, finding here and there islands of grass. It's just enough for them to survive. We face an apparently lifeless desert as far as an eye can reach. But in reality, life is present here despite these harsh conditions. On the way, we pass few little settlements, no more than few stone houses encroaching on this desolate land, and encampments of nomadic herdsmen wandering across the plains. Piles of yak manure attached to the outside walls prove that here the wasteland does not support any waste. Dried by summer sun, the manure is later used as fuel during long winter months. Slowly but surely we climb the terrain, driving a series of more than 40 switchbacks to reach the Pangla Pass at 17,060 feet. From here, the Mother Nature offered us double gift: sunny blue sky, apparently a rare event at this time of the year, and one of the most spectacular views in Tibet, the Himalayan range. The imposing barrier of its highest peaks, Everest, Lhotse, Makalu, stands in front of us, closing the nearby horizon. From now on starts our personal encounter with Her Majesty, Mount Everest, and the base camp. It is here where we reached the highest point on our Lhasa-Kathmandu journey, literally breathtaking 18,210 feet above the sea level. Back to the Friendship Highway, we take the shortcut via Lama La Pass. Frankly, here in this moon-like landscape of rocky ridges, exposed folds, and folded layers of former ocean floor sediments, all tracts seem to be shortcuts requiring higher than average sense of orientation and intuition-driven GPS. After few hours of driving, we are joining back the civilization, the paved Friendship Highway, with a sense of relief. With a sense of regret, we left behind the world's highest mountain range, representing the nature at her best, Everest's north face. Little did we know that in front of us waits another spectacular section of the Friendship Highway, a ride along the cliffs of the deep, misty Sun Kosi Gorge. To make things even more dramatic, the highway first climbs the double pass of the Lalongla and then Yarle Shangla at correspondingly 16,570 feet and 16,900 feet. This is the last ascent marking the edge of the roof of the world. From here the highway literally nosedives some 10,000 feet to cross the China-Nepal border in Zangmu Kodari, and then another 5,000 feet to reach Kathmandu Valley. But this mind-blowing descent is just an introduction to what waits ahead on Arniko Highway. Dense layers of fog covering the deep abyss dress the gorge in white satin, making it truly a mystical place. Please follow us at www.amazingworldinfreestockpicturesandphotos.com